with regards to this game in general, what are your main goals? Like, do you want to compete in this game? Do you want to just be better than your friends in this game? Like, what do you want to do? Okay. And I was gonna say one of the best ways to get good at this game, or to even just really get into the competitive scene, is to compete. It sounds obviously kind of obvious, but a lot of players want to wait until they're good enough to compete so that they can do a good job the very first time. And I'll tell you right now that 99% of players that do that do one of two things. They either never compete because they don't believe that they're ever going to be good enough, or when they do finally compete, they still do as badly as they think they're going to do. And the reason is not because they aren't good, but typically because of nerves. Because people get super nervous when they're competing because it's like, okay, this actually matters now when I lose, or it actually matters that I win. And the best way to get over those nerves, honestly, is to just compete and not necessarily let yourself lose, but if you lose, just be like, I'm trying to learn the game, and I'm not going to win every game I play. I'm not going to win every tournament I enter. Right? There are pro players like Leffen, for example. His first tournament ever, he went 0-2. Right? If you know who Leffen is, he looks like a K-pop star. He has the spiky blonde hair. He's from Sweden. I know that's not where K-pop is from, but still, he just kind of has that vibe. He's a pretty boy, if that makes sense. But yeah, Leffen, yeah, he's one of the best melee players of all time ever, right? And he is, yeah, like I was saying, his very first tournament ever, he went 0-2. So going 0-2 means losing both your two sets, then just going home because he just did as bad as possible. Yeah, and that's very natural because, like I said, the main reason why people are nervous is because they want to do a good job, right? You don't want to go there and embarrass yourself or waste your time, or I don't know, lose to something stupid, or I don't know, get mad at the game or get mad at somebody else. So it's easier to just remove yourself from the situation and not play at all, right? But it's kind of counterintuitive because the idea is you want to play, so you kind of have to roll with the punches and say, okay, if I go and I lose, I'm not going to win the whole tournament. If you're a brand new player to competitive Smash, you should never be going into a tournament saying, if I don't win the entire thing, I'm quitting. Or if I don't win the entire thing, then I don't know. This is just not worth doing. Right? You should be treating going to a tournament almost like a live test session of like getting lessons in a real life setting. As far as, oh, I'm going to fight this person, and we're going to go through a simulation of games, and whatever happens, happens. Like, if I win, that's great. If I lose, I learned something. Yeah, of course, and for the experience. And here's the thing, too. Doesn't really matter what your region is, whether or not you have absolute pro players in your region or not, you're going to find players who are borderline pro players, right? Or they're outrageously good players. So the likelihood of you going and winning the entire thing is not very high. Right? It doesn't matter who you are. It might happen. It's not impossible, but it's probably not going to happen if it's your first tournament ever and you're fighting someone who's been competing for 4 years. Right? Yeah, exactly. So as far as, let's say if you go there and let's say your goal, if you go to a tournament, whether it's in person or online, your goal should be incredibly small. Your first goal should be take a stock. That's it. Next goal, win a game. Next goal, win a set, right? And if you can do that, or even if, let's say, for example, your first goal could be win a set on loser's side, because winner's side is typically more difficult. So if you win a set on loser's side, it's like, all right, I'm still progressing as far as my own milestones. Yeah, like that's what I did for my first tournament. My very first tournament ever, I didn't think I was going to win the entire thing by any means, because like I know I'm going to run into people that are regulars. They come here all the time and they either place really well, or they know how everybody plays, or they're a top player. It just kind of is what it is. And I guess one of the best bits of advice that I ever heard, and it wasn't even really given to me, it was more so just said out loud, and I interpreted it a certain way, and it was against Hungry Box. I heard him, he was fighting against me. This was the first two. It was day 2 of Smash Ultimate coming out, and I found him in Elite Smash, and he and I had a pretty decent set. I ended up losing, but at the end of it, he just he popped off and he said, "What a rush!" Like he enjoyed the rush, And the thing is, the rush was not him being nervous, it was him being excited, right? It was exciting and it was thrilling rather than being scary, right? Yeah. Yes. Yeah, you get hyped. It's the same thing as I don't know if you're a big roller coaster person, but people look at roller coasters in the same way. There are people that are terrified of roller coasters, and there are people that are thrill seekers. You can even use skydiving as probably a better example. People enjoy the rush of not potentially dying, but just the exhilarating, I guess, thrill of it, where it's like this is very, very intense, right? Some people look at skydiving and be like, "Hell no, not a chance, not a chance in hell I'm doing this, man." And it's not even about the fear of death. It's just the the overwhelming experience as a whole. It's like I don't want to put myself through this much. I don't know, not even pressure, but just this much anxiety or intensity. I guess it would be, right? So it's the same. It's the same thing that you're doing, right? But it's just how you look at it. So when you're competing, it can be the exact same. Instead of saying I'm scared of losing, just be like I'm excited to play, and the outcome is kind of just whatever. Well, that's I was gonna say that's typically what happens. Honestly, when it comes to coaching, a big part of it is not. A big part of it is talking. A big part of it is getting yourself into the mindset, or even just learning things through information. Right? If we were to fight for an hour, and then I just said, "Okay, good job," and I said, "See you later," you might learn stuff if you yourself are very, very good at analyzing things on your own, right? But for me, even for me, like, do you know who MK Leo is? Okay. Oh my god. I was about to just turn off everything and go to bed. All right. For real. I was about to be done. Um, but yeah, so now I lost my train of thought. What was I gonna say about MK Leo? What were we just saying? Something. Oh, if I had the chance to fight MK Leo for an hour or talk to him for an hour, I'd rather talk to him for an hour every single time. Or better yet, I'd probably talk to him for 50 minutes and then play for 10. Because me getting destroyed for an hour is not going to help me get better. I might get a little bit better, but I'd rather have him talk to me and say, here's why I do what I do. Here's why I'm the best player in the world with facts, right? Rather than just being like, oh, well, yeah, you suck and I'm 10 times better than you and I'm just going to destroy you for an hour and then say, see you later and you should roll less. Like, that doesn't really help, you know? At least for me. I'd rather have the dialect or like the conversation. Oh, I just did it. Alright, we'll keep going for a little bit. I know we had the LAN adapter fiasco, so we'll do some extra time, get some games in. Why not? Oh, we're doing it. We gotta do it. Here's the thing, whenever something happens like that, or like someone's power goes out, or they have to answer the door, or whatever, sometimes the baby's crying, or the dog's barking, or whatever. If something like that happens, then I'm more than happy to add extra time on because like that's something that, like it's not really fair. In some cases, like if you lose like 20 minutes out of it, and the person's like panicking to try and get the session back back on track because they're doing whatever they have to do. They feel like, well, I'm wasting time and I'm wasting money, and this is shit. Like, it's not anybody's fault, but it's just annoying. So, for me, I'd rather give you the extra 10 minutes or 15 minutes rather than just say, "Yep, I'll see you later," right? Just because, why not? I'd rather it be a good experience as a whole. If that makes sense. I don't want people to feel like they have to worry about that kind of stuff when it happens. And sometimes even for myself, I'll have sessions with people and I will go over time because we're explaining something, and I don't want to be like, oh well, time's up. I was mid thought and I'm just gonna leave. It's like, no, I'm gonna finish what I'm explaining first, and then go to the next person. And if we go over time, then I'll go over time with the next person as well. The reads. Oh my goodness. Also, can you hear me right now, or are you just focusing? Oh, I'm dead. Okay, I was gonna say. I gave this such a nice speech, and she just has nothing to say. It's like, all right, I'll just go die. She just wants me to die first. She has to take a game. No, that's cool. I see how it is. Oh man, but yeah, you got to be careful with those jumps too, right? So you died right there when you didn't really deserve to. Because if you saved your jump, you could have drifted nice and low, then used your double jump up B and made it back, no problem. I was gonna say another thing too, is if you play with your friends and they don't punish you for doing that, that's essentially how you make a bad habit, is when you do something and nothing bad happens, right? It's like, oh, I'll just jump because I can, and then you never get punished, right? You just don't care about your own life. It's fine. Like, oh, that's fine. I'll just die. Whatever. And not the neutral B. Uses the jump again. The double jump again. She's just dead. I'm kidding. She's gonna roll. Oh, get up attack. What is going on? This? Oh, I just saved you. Unless. Damn, you hate to see it. I'm dead. No. No, she's mashing. Oh my god. Down throw. Up there. Oh, she's cheating too. It's whatever. I feel like you have the most focused face in the world right now. Am I right? She's leaning forward too. It's like an inch away from the TV. It's like, alright, gotta get this dude. Not like this. Oh no, she's rage quitting. Oh. Okay, you can just run up and ice smash against me. No, it works out for me because I can smash. I could just do stuff. See what I'm saying? Oh. Oh, you're lucky. You are lucky. I'm just gonna go for it. What? This move from 10 miles away? Yeah, what's going on? What's going on? Oh, I'm cheating. It's fine. Okay, okay. Alright, so you have no idea. You have no idea about my Falco. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is my main since day one. I'm the founding father of 95% of Falco tech. As I say that, I'm about to get destroyed. So I'm actually a god, just dies instantly. It could happen. She's cheating. That's fine. I'm in right here. I'm just gonna F smash. I just did it. Oh man. I told you, best Falco in the world. Best ever. You see that? That was the 720 F smash. Never misses, never fails. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a role. The role is called Trixx Apprentice. This is for anybody that I've ever coached since the beginning of time. And it lets you get into this chat, which I just added you in. And this is where all my students are that I've ever coached. And if you're ever looking for practice with other players of different skill levels, some of them are brand new to the game and some of them are like PR in their state, which means like insanely good. So tons of different players. Everyone there is trying to get better at the game. People having conversations and stuff like that, just asking for advice. And it's just like a little community. So